Okay, hello. Um, this is what you're seeing here is technically my second try at recording the gameplay. I accidentally just revealed something from my phone way too early in the recording, and so I figured it wasn't going to be worth editing this part out, and then I realized, oh well. So I have some of the gameplay of just me refining some of the stuff, and then eventually I'm gonna be able to find something. I'll be going past the point where I had stopped the first time. On the right, you'll see gameplay of Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. I recently got a capture card, and so that makes recording like external hardware, just like my phone and Nintendo Switch, a lot easier. There's what I was looking for, Clefairy, that I found in the first recording, but then I just docked my home screen. I don't remember if there was actually any impediment, like sensitive information there, but just in case there was. This is kind of like just a test to see how things work. I have some negative space in the back, like on the bottom of the screen, so I just put like and subscribe there. I'm trying to talk in a normal voice. I also have an idea of a thumbnail, or like a way to start doing thumbnails, at least for Pokemon videos. And it's just gonna be a screenshot or something, like more zoomed in. And then I'm trying to see what else, how to like better capture a lot of like Nintendo Switch stuff. Because currently, the way that OBS is set up, when it's not being recorded, when I'm not like making a video, the video itself is like 60 FPS, very smooth. But once I start hitting the record button, that's when all the FPSs drop. It's not unbearable to watch, but it is noticeable, and it's slightly choppy. What I realized was it's probably a CPU thing, and then I tried to lower the CPU usage on OBS via the output settings I found on the internet. But it's kind of like a two-way thing, because if I lower the CPU usage, then the quality of the video goes down, and what I see also goes down. But if I increase the CPU usage, my computer starts to overheat and overexert itself, and then that becomes the CPU thing. What then the video audio output thing is what? Then the video itself gets laggy, and so right now I have it to set like I think super fast, and I think it's working. If someone at this point of the video is still watching, then hooray. But also, what else I was trying to say? I was thinking. So I do have an idea I can make for like a long-term series for using one of my Twitch games. I also have the NSO, so that's another, like, as many games as there are there, I can make videos on, or I'll just use it as background footage. Pokemon Fire Red Leaf Green is coming out sooner rather than later, and then Pokopia the week later, or the week after, so that's something to note. I would do the Nintendo Switch project I was thinking about. So I guess looking at the video right now, it does seem to be like slowing down my computer just a bit, but not enough so that it's like bad. Probably some more settings I can tinker with to better manage the quality. Let's see. What else have I been trying to do? Oh yeah, I'm talking about the project. I do have some initial footage of the project, but also I want to like have most of it set out in advance, so it's much easier for me to like edit it and stuff. However, I do have a paper due today. It's not technically due today, but it's due tomorrow, and I want to like get working on that so I don't have to worry about it. So I can't necessarily work on the Nintendo Switch project. And then this is just more tinkering with the settings to see the quality of the video get better. I found that closing my eyes helps me think about, or helps me communicate the words I want to say. I don't know why. I think it's just because the more stimulated I am, the more easier it is for me to stutter. And so if I just close my eyes, then it's just kind of like an ultra instinct, as you can say, as some people say. And then really just like the video on the right is really just Subway Surfers with Dokkan Battle. I wonder if I can. Dokkan Pop is the one that's lowering the video quality, so I think I can probably just like decrease the amount of whatever it is that's being used. Then again, this area in Pokemon is also pretty intense with all the effects. But it is a brand new era for content, a brand new way for me to express myself. Let's see what else. I am trying to find a better way eventually to more express my voice. That's one thing I want to improve on a lot. Like the way I talk to others is different from the way I talk to myself, essentially, with what these videos are. And what's just like the weird thing is I can't really talk to someone else when it comes to the video because there is no help, like there's no like whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. There's no feedback. Like if I like my voice and my talking patterns when it comes to talking to someone that I know is much different. Like essentially I'm talking, like the way I'm talking now is like how I would talk to like a random classmate, except I may be like projecting my voice a bit more just because I want it to sound better in the recording. And then like in real life, when I get into class settings, I think I just have a very quiet voice, like a quiet default setting. That's a rare UI Goku KO screen, because I don't really feel like it KOs that often. Many times it just doesn't do much damage. And then also 70% of the time, like 70% of the time you get the animation, but then 60% of the time it doesn't crit, and if it's not gonna crit, it probably won't kill. What else? I talked about the thumbnail idea. This is 10 minutes within the thing. I started 20 seconds. Yeah, I did start 20 seconds. What else has been happening? What's currently going on in the gameplay right now? I'm still currently training up Geodude, Bochi, and Mifune. They are currently one level away from evolving respectively into Graveler and Maushold. I did briefly talk about the Pokemon Pocket set a few days ago, or maybe yesterday ago. Minecraft is I think I haven't talked about that one video where I forgot. Don't remember. It was like two Minecraft videos ago. One Minecraft video ago being the most recent one, so the second most recent Minecraft video. It has like a low number of views, but the average watch time is much higher than normal. Like when I had 2 views, it was at 12 minutes of watch time. This is like a little less than half of the video's length, which is pretty good. I think like Wolfie VGC has showed his like watch time on videos, and a lot of it goes down once he stops expanding the team. But like it's still interesting to know like like when viewers stop watching. That's something very interesting. Also 7 HP. And then getting mobilized, I love. I do like how this game buffs like I guess you can say like the BS status conditions, also found Shuan. So when it comes out and takes you Swift, kind of 10 damage. Beast, let's go on. Maybe I can get like feedback on if people enjoy the Dokkan battle on this side of the screen. Like no one really does it, and it's like not. I guess it is negatively affecting the quality of the video, but like not so much so that it's impossible to watch. I just had to make sure that the video itself was that I never accidentally unmuted myself in this video. I haven't necessarily been stumped for a while. Well, I think I can talk about my drawing too. I am approaching the barrier of entry. I don't think it's not gonna say the barrier of entry because I think I've kind of established my skill at this point. But I think I have a bad habit of covering my mouth when I talk. But I think also I am getting comfortable enough. I don't know if it's comfortable enough, but I'm getting decent enough with body drawing to where it's like I can identify, yes, that is a body. I just need to practice. I say I practice a bit more, but I should practice for a few more hours, which is not a bit. But I just need more exposure to the drawing bodies, and then I can feel like I can really start making more complicated poses. But it's really just been a long journey, nearly a year-ish of just learning how to draw a body. And that's definitely the hardest part, because I've spent, even though it hasn't been as intense, but I have spent way more time on drawing heads than bodies, because obviously every kid draws a stick figure, but the one main emphasis portion of the body that you draw on a stick figure is the head. And then when you have let's say you do math, where you're drawing geometry, for example, you're using circles, you're using squares, rectangles, and all of those are tools you can use to help you draw the head. And also cubes and prisms. I guess not triangular prisms or pyramids, but the point is I spent all of my time in school subconsciously learning how to draw a head, and then when I put my time to study, that's what I'm doing. I'm just drawing the head and then drawing circles and then drawing parabolas to connect the head and then drawing and then connecting and then drawing reference lines or which are straight lines or axes and whatever it's like whatever is there for me to draw. And then now that I got the shape of the head from one angle done, and then I need to learn how to do it from straight on. And I think I'm comfortable with how I did it. I like how when I was learning to draw, because the reason I really want to draw is because I want to make a PNG avatar for a PNG VTuber avatar, at least for like the beginning, and then maybe eventually I get a more animated one. But just looking at the heads of other VTubers, I notice the line work and how they sort of connect to each other, and then let's say the anatomy of the body and how one of the lines line up with another part of the body, and then from a different part you can see how it sort of extends past like the typical box I would draw. And so it's all a matter of practice, really. And then if I had to give that advice, it's just practice and use references. Because if you try to get better without learning a reference, even if your references you see it once and then you just try to mimic it, that's gonna be way more effective than just making up a reference on your own from your own imagination. Especially if you have aphantasia. Like the moment I started using the biggest growth I experienced when it comes to studying art is using a reference. Seeing what someone else does, apply it to how I do things, and change things regularly. Like I don't need, like if I watch a YouTube tutorial on how to draw a head, I don't need to follow that tutorial step by step because I am comfortable with the way I draw and I believe what I draw looks good, and that really all that matters. Because if I think it looks good, at least someone else will think it looks good. And then also it just depends on the stylization of the thing. So now we're finally fighting Destiny after 20 minutes. I think purely admin Destiny. I don't know why this what is his name? Jigglypuff has it had the bubble beam for some reason. I don't think Jigglypuff gets the bubble beam normally. That could just be something I backflip, but I don't think I will. And of course, the one thing I'm noticing about this Dokkan video is how often UI gets his what's it called? EX Super. But in the challenge runs where it's 1 hour. Unfortunately I didn't record my greatest tours run, but the second to last turn, it's Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the new LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and the UI Goku. At the second phase of Omega Shenron, so his super attacks are way stronger now. UI Goku misses his EX super attack, and there's 8 hits of 8 hits basically in slot 3. And fortunately he dodges the AoE super, because that would have just killed him. That would have ended the entire run. But also landing the EX super, unfortunately Ponzi events, this is not a Nuzlocke, so I'm not like too sad about it, but it is something. I also don't want to use healing items in battle. Just to make it a bit more challenging. Peak Protect also being insanely broken in this format. Like having the main issue with Protect before in like on like a normal Protect is I like the only benefit I get is starting a single turn of like starting PP. But at least with Pika Protect, if they use a physical move, I get paralysis off of it. And so this is a free Thunder Wave I got for just hitting a single button. And then also the Scout ahead. I don't know the max base power of Pico, whatever it is, Pika Powered. I think there's one more Pokemon here? Yeah, there is. I remember what it is, it's Seal, so yeah, that's fine. It did absolutely nothing, and then died. So yeah. When it comes to my art, I feel like what I draw, like not automatically looks worse than what people on Twitter draw, and that's not the fact that like that's not me saying. I think what it is kind of like, how do I phrase this? It's not like what I draw is so far out of what other people post. It's just I don't see the flaws in their work that I do in my work, which is very interesting. Because if I want to, like, I see someone post a body of like a full art drawing of like Hatsune Miku on Twitter, and then I see it. At first glance, I just think, oh, there is absolutely nothing wrong with the proportions of this body and how like the line work looks in proportion to the other parts of the body. But then I just look at where like the torso is, and I can see that line looks very similar to how I would draw my line. And then get like I get positive reinforcement that what I'm doing isn't incorrect, that it's closer to my end goal, which is very nice. Obviously there's still like I have to draw hands and then figure out how to draw feet. And then even like I feel like drawing clothes is way harder. But also it could just be the scale that I'm drawing in, that it's not effective for me to draw clothes at all, because I'm drawing in a small, essentially like a small carry-on notebook, and it is very much, it's like also very low quality, so like all my lines, like the graphite on my pencils kind of spread all over the place. But also, like if I just don't have enough lines and space on the paper to like draw clothes effectively. And so like I try to be like drawing Bochi's like sweater, but I just don't have enough space. Like my lines are too big for the magnitude or for the scale that I work at, that I draw best at. And so, and that could be fixed with digital drawing. But for now, I think the reason why I stopped digital drawing is because I needed the feedback of paper to better learn how to draw on my bodies. And then arms are another thing. I feel like my arms are either way too thin, way too small, or way too thin or way too thick. I know that I am using like markers of, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I do not know what that guy is. Ligmablin. Obviously, it's probably like a decent joke, but that's insane. I feel like I have to use him on my team. but I don't really know what else to pick up or what to drop. There's Goblin, these nuts type, and Sots type here.